What's up guys, Endacall here, welcome along to Calling It, and today I'm going to be looking ahead to Celtic's game against Sarajevo in the Europa League qualifier. This is the game that Celtic need to win to get into the Europa League, and it is huge. Before I get into the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button now. I will be looking ahead to Celtic's games over the course of the season and also reviewing some of the games, and hopefully we'll have a couple of interviews across the season as well. Before I get into this game coming up on Thursday night, what about Celtic's win against Hibs? That was probably the best performance of the year so far by a country mile, and there's just that massive bit of positivity that we've been looking for from a Celtic team. The urgency of the passing, the attacking play, the creating the chances, getting forward. Defensively, some things to sort out, but ultimately that was Celtic's by far and away best performance this year. Really positive from Neil Lennon, and exactly what you need going into this game. I spoke about momentum in a couple of videos before, and momentum is what Celtic seem to be getting now, and that is a performance of champions. Exactly what you need going into a game of this magnitude. Individual performances, I thought Jeremy Frimpong was man of the match. He was outstanding at right wing back. Nir Bitton came in and did a good job at centre back. Defensively, they were a little bit lax again, but that comes with the territory of actually going out and attacking a team like Hibs. Hibs are actually quite a good side this year, so you're going to expect some individual errors in the defence, but I thought they cleaned them up quite well when they did happen, and they deserve to go in with a clean sheet after this game. Other than that, I thought David Turnbull was excellent when he came on. El Younousi, again, I've spoken about him. He needs to get a bit of consistency if he wants to be in this team. He seems to be doing that, and Albion Ajeti really deserves plaudits for what he's done since he's come to Celtic. That's what, 4 goals in 5 games now for Albion Ajeti. He's in absolutely flying form. He's a really good poacher in the box, and he's getting on to those shots that the keepers are spilling and getting on to the shots in the 6-yard box. So that is a really great asset to have in these European fixtures that you want to win. So we do know Sarajevo. We played them last year in the Champions League qualifiers and we beat them in Bosnia 3-1. Mikey Johnson got a brilliant goal that night. Odson Edward got a goal and Scott Sinclair got a really lovely flick, and then Celtic beat them 2-1 at home. Cal McGregor and Ryan Christie got the goals on the night. And looking back on those games, one thing that I noticed is the fans in the stadium. The away fans really enjoyed themselves in Bosnia last year, and in Celtic Park as well. As packed to the brim for this game. Really disappointing that we actually can't go out and see Celtic in Europe this year, but there are bigger things to play. Sarajevo, as a team, they haven't lost a game this year. The bonus for Celtic going into this game is that they are not actually playing at their home stadium. This game will actually take place in the Belina Polja Stadium, which is actually the home of NK Celtic. You could not make that up. So that is actually a massive bonus for Celtic, because they won't be playing in Sarajevo Stadium. They have to travel 43 miles to get to this game, so it's almost like an away fixture for them as well. So that is one bonus for Celtic, is that they actually know that firstly Sarajevo will be out of their comfort zone because they're playing in the national stadium as opposed to their home stadium. Their home stadium wasn't up to UEFA regulations. They also have the benefit of knowing that they have beaten this side already in a bigger competition, and they know that they can beat them at home as well. So Celtic should be going into this game really confident that they can win this game and get into Europa League, and if they can carry on their form and play like they did against Hibs, then they should really and truly put this game away. As for the starting lineup, Chris Julian has been back in training, so that poses a little bit of a headache for Neil Lennon. Does he start Nir Bitton or does he start Chris Julian? This is a game with loads on the line for Neil Lennon, because if they don't win it, if they don't get Europa League football, there is a strong argument that his job is on the line if Celtic don't actually get European football of any sort. So I think that Neil Lennon will be a little bit conservative with his lineup. I do think he'll go with Barkas in goal. I think Jeremy Frimpong has earned his place at right wing back. He is absolutely the best option to have there. Now the headache comes at centre back. Does he go with Chris Julian, who is back in training? He was out with a back injury last week against Riga and against Hibs. If he's fit enough, he will start. But Nir Bitton is a good option as well, centre back with Shane Duffy and Christopher Ayer. I think he'll go with Greg Taylor at left back, just because he's a little bit more of an orthodox left back than a left wing back. He can tuck in, he can get back. If he's not getting forward, then you can replace him on the left hand side, but I do think Greg Taylor will start. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of Greg Taylor, but I think he can do a job for you on the night. If he performs, he is actually quite good. In centre midfield, I think he'll go with Scott Brown and with Cal McGregor, with Olivier Ncham as the number 10. And I do think he'll go with Ryan Christie and Odson Edward up front. Now, El Younousi and Albion Ajeti got the starts. They got the nod against Hibs and they were quite good. I have spoken about El Younousi and his need for consistency, and he does need to be consistent, but I do think he has earned a place in the starting lineup. but I don't think Neil Lennon will go for him. Likewise with Albion Ajeti, he has earned his place. He's a great poacher in the box. He's very dangerous from the 6-yard box, and he's getting onto those shots that Celtic haven't been really converting over the last couple of years, the ones that are either ricocheting off the post or the keeper spilling him into the 6-yard box. He's a really good poacher, and he will get a lot of goals for Celtic this year, but I don't think he will start against Sarajevo. The reason being is because of how big this game is for Neil Lennon. I think he's going to go with his tried and trusted. He does that on the best of days, but on the days that he needs to get a result, he will go with the players that he feels he can trust to do a job for him. And up until now, evidence has shown that is Scott Brown in midfield, that is Ryan Christie up front, and that is Odsonne Edouard up front as well. Now, David Turnbull was also excellent against Hibs at the weekend when he came on. He's a really good option off the bench, but I don't think he's going to get a start against Sarajevo. Ultimately, as I said, Sarajevo, they're no pushovers. They definitely have been quite a strong team in Bosnia over the last couple of years, and again, they're in the same sort of form as Celtic. They haven't lost a game this year, so they will be going into this game quite confident, and the fact that they're the quote-unquote home team, even though they're not playing in their home stadium, they will be confident going into this game, but Celtic should have enough to put them away. What do you think? Who do you think should start against Sarajevo on Thursday night? Do you think Celtic will win it handy enough? What are the outcomes if Celtic, worst case scenario, don't actually go through? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It does help out quite a bit. I'm Endacall. This has been Calling It. Thanks for watching.